What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This is for UFC 300, man. This is going to be an amazing card. We got two title fights, Pereira and Jamahal finally getting to figure out who the real 205-pound champ is because Jamahal gave up that title. We got the girls fighting for the 115-pound title. We got the BMF title up between Gaethje and Max Holloway. How good of a fight that's going to be. There's just a ton. I mean, we're going to get Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. That's killer. We got 11 current or former champs on this fight card. And might have two more new champs this weekend. You never know. But this is going to be a great card. Like I said, I had a lot of fun breaking this card down. I had a ton of fun doing tape study. And really can't wait to break it down with you guys. And then really can't wait to watch it. So before we get into anything, please hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment for your boy to help out the algorithm. Trying to grow my channel big. I think it deserves it. So if you guys can help in any way, that would be awesome. So we're going to do a giveaway this week for UFC 300. The giveaway is going to be it's 16 or 17 cards. We got a Giga Chikadze autograph. I just threw a whole bunch of different UFC cards in. We got the Daniel Rodriguez autographed rookie, old school Mark Kerr, the Smashing Machine autograph, Derek Lewis jersey card, numbered to 99. Got a Vicente Luque jersey card, immaculate, numbered to 99. And then I put in a bunch of really cool rookies. Tatsuro refractor rookie, Jack Della refractor rookie, Chris Gutierrez hyper rookie, Raul Rosas Jr. hyper rookie, Jailton Almeida hyper rookie. This is crazy. I put in 16, 17 cards. This is going to be worth a good amount. And it's all up and coming rookies and different autographs. Brian Battle refractor rookie. Kyle Barallo refractor rookie. Bo Nickal rookie. Karini Killer Silva rookie. Then I got a numbered Umar Nurmagomedov purple refractor, numbered to 149. And then we got a John Jones card, numbered to 149. Yeah, man, he's in the news right now, but you know, his stuff's still going to be worth a lot of money. But all these cards are up. One person's going to win all these. I'll ship to anywhere in the world. All you got to do is comment how many, all you got to do, put down your best 3-fight parlay and what it pays. I need the odds that it pays for tiebreaker purposes. So write down your best 3-fight parlay, the odds it'll pay. You can use props, whatever, comment it. And then if anybody happens to tie, which would be weird, it would go to who comments it first. So definitely join this, man. It's free. All it takes is a comment. So comment your best 3-fight parlay for a chance to win all those cards. Layer Cake Patreon is $10 a month. That's where you're going to get all my early bets, the Layer Cake Parlay, my 10 best bets in order of confidence, a ton of extra content. I'm there talking in the chat all the time. The link's in the description, but it's $10 a month. And like I said, you're going to beat so much line movement that alone will pay for it. But it's a good time. It's a good time during the fights and everything. Also, Layer Cake Discord is free. Links down here in the description. And that's where everybody, man, there's 400, 500, 600 people in that now. And everybody talks, has a great time in that. So join that for free. Links in the description. I'm doing my underdog fantasy. If you want to sign up for that, the link is below, or promo code Blood Money. And you'll get a 100% sign-up bonus for your first sign-up. And then you'll get entered into a contest to win the 5 autograph cards that's going to be given away at UFC 301. And that's a Hamza autograph, Shavkat autograph, Tom Aspinall autograph rookie, Cyril Gane autograph rookie, and a Mavsar Evalev autograph rookie. So join in that. That's on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see the videos I put up and everything. So check out my underdog fantasy. That helps me a lot. If anybody signs up, uses my code, it'll help me the next time I try to figure out a contract with them. And then Face Meet Fist, the description's there, facemeetfist.com, or on Instagram. That's where you're going to find this cool swag. This is when you get paid, when Blood Money, like last night, gets everybody paid. You want to throw on the old Blood Money sweatshirt, t-shirt, anything, man, you can get it all at Face Meet Fist. That dude, my dude's Dr. Sorowitz, is super cool. He has tons of cool stuff there himself too. Johnny K Picks is going to have stuff on there. We're going to have our Defender Unit stuff on there here soon. But yeah, man, I mean, come on, man. Check out the Blood Money stuff. But that's it. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC UFC Vegas 90, and then we're going to get right into this UFC 300 card, man. It's going to be so good. So UFC UFC Vegas 90, I'm sorry, was a pretty good night at the office, you know. I ended up going 4-1 for plus 7.3 units or $730. I should have went 5-0. I'm not gonna lie. I should have won 14 units last night or 1,400 and almost been back to even on the year. But yeah, man, 4 winning bets. I had Gene Masimoto plus 2 units on that, and man, he looked good. I didn't like his fight IQ at first because he was engaging in the grappling, but I guess he knew what he was doing. But he's got to tighten that up. You know what I mean? If somebody can out wrestle you, then you strike them. If somebody can outstrike you, then you wrestle them. And it's like George St. Pierre said. So get to that, Gene. You could have stopped them takedowns pretty easy, it seemed like, and then just pieced them up. But you chose to go into that. But he's a beast. This kid's a beast. 15-0, and he's going to be a problem. Second winning bet was Cesar Almeida plus 3.15 units on that, 315, and I was super happy with that. I knew Bucko was going to come out and try to wrestle, but that's what the dude on the Contender Series did. And they didn't have much success with it, and then Cesar makes them work. And then when they're at distance, man, he's putting in work himself, and he hits hard, man. He's got heavy hands. So a nice underdog hit on that. My third winning bet was Walker versus Bresky over 1.5, plus 2 units on that. And man, I tried to tell everybody that Walker was not good. I did think he won that fight. I really did. I thought he won the first and the third. But yeah, he's not that good, man. He's not that dangerous. Neither one of them guys were. So that's why that over looked beautiful. Fourth winning bet, Morono Bahamondes parlay cleared 2.5 units on that. Bahamondes looked like a savage. Morono cut it close, but he didn't pay for his line, but he paid for his line. You know what I mean? He won, and that's what really matters. One losing bet, Chris Curtis minus 2.35 units. That should have been plus 4.35 units and made it even $1,400 on the night. I don't care, man. He landed the way harder shots. Clearly to me, 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, and we won 5. You can't win 4 minutes and 55 seconds of a fight. He was wobbling Brandon Allen the whole round. He was holding him down when Brandon Allen was taking his shitty shots, and he's literally rib roasting him. Dog walked him for 4 minutes, 55 seconds, and then he hurts his leg, and Brandon Allen throws a knee, which didn't rock him or nothing. And you're going to tell me that a guy can beat a guy up for 4 minutes, 55 seconds, hurting him to the body on the feet, hurting him on the feet with big shots. And then, you know, that guy throws one knee at the end, doesn't do nothing, doesn't take my dude off his feet or nothing. They give him, all 3 judges gave that round to Brandon Allen. Get out of here. I don't even care. Sick of these judges, man. Sick of these judges. They all need punched in the face, period. I don't care. But yeah, that was the losing bet. That's 4-1 for plus 7.3 units, $730 on the night. Brings my 2024 record to 31-28 for minus 8.9 units, and that would have been 2, but that's going to be cleared in the next 2 fight cards. That will be cleared, guaranteed. Brings my total overall record to 328 and 241 for plus 110.2 units, and I'm adding to that this week. You know, Mr. Pay-Per-View is going to show up this week. You already know that. That's what I do. And it's a good card to bet. You know what I mean? So why don't we just get into this card and see what's the best card? What's the best fights to bet on here? First fight. This is how stacked this card is. The first fight of the night is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Deiveson Figueirdo versus Cody Garbrant. Deiveson Figueiredo is 22-3-1, currently sitting at minus 300, 36 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Cody Garbrant is 14-5, 32 years old, 5'8" with a 65.5-inch reach. So you see Garbrant's going to be 3 inches taller, but Figueiredo is actually going to have 2.5 inches of reach. And Figueiredo is a dangerous man. He's dangerous standing. He's dangerous on the ground with submissions. He's got power in his hands. You've seen him when he knocked out Joseph Benavidez with the straight right in the first fight that they had. And then the second fight where he just hurt him, took him down, and then rear naked choked him. It was pretty nasty. But dude's dangerous everywhere. He's got power in his hands. He's got powerful leg kicks. Really good boxing. You've seen that with Rob Font last time. He looked really good when he came up to 135. Showed pretty good wrestling. He was taking Rob Font down. Didn't show the best jiu-jitsu. Rob Font was a little bigger and kept getting up, but he did show that, you know, he was the better wrestler at 135 and showed really good power because he was hitting Rob Font and cracking him and hurting him. I mean, everybody does that, but Figueiredo looked real good doing it. And he showed great cardio in a 3-round fight at 135. You know, it's hard to go back and watch tape on him. You got to go watch him fight like Benavidez, and he fought Moreno 4 times. You know, it's hard to get tape when you're just watching the same fight over and over. But the dude's well-rounded. He's dangerous standing. He has super dangerous submissions, a really good guillotine, and he's super durable, you know, super good cardio. Cody Garbrandt, he's got phenomenal boxing. You seen his last fight against Brian Kelleher, man. He was able to hit Kelleher with the big shot, put him down, hit him with 2 big shots in a row. The second one just basically made him quit. But before that, he was getting his leg tore up with leg kicks. Looked decent against Trevin Jones. You know, he's getting these step downs in competition. And he's looking like the top flight guy he was, the prospect when he won the title over Dominic Cruz and all that. But before that, you know, he was taking some losses. He dropped down in weight to Kai Kara France and got knocked out. Fought Rob Font himself at 135 and you know, looked decent in certain parts of the fight, was taking Rob down, but basically lost almost every round in that fight. Got that knockout win over a Sun Tzu. He wasn't looking great in that fight either. So he possibly could have had, you know, 6 losses in a row. And then now, like I said, he's getting these step downs in competition. He's looking pretty decent. He's only got 1 KO loss. I know everybody likes to say stuff, but he's only got 1 KO loss in the last 5 years, and that was the Kai Kara France. But before that, you had to go all the way back to 2019 to get a TKO loss. So, you know, he's showing a little bit of durability. He's definitely fighting better when he gets hit. He's not going as nuts. He's mixing in some wrestling. Cardio seems to check out. Looked a little tired against Trevin Jones, but still he's got 3-round cardio. In this fight, I got to go with Deiveson Figueirdo, man. Even though I think if it just stays standing the whole time, it could be a little closer than people think because Cody does have good movement. He's going to be a little bigger, but I just see Deiveson landing the bigger shots, just like he did on Font, where they're both landing shots, but you can just see Figueirdo is taking a little bit more effect. Don't really see this going to the ground. I don't see Deiveson out wrestling Cody, and I don't know if Cody wants to take Deiveson to the ground. He's so dangerous. So give me Deiveson Figueirdo. I don't know if he finishes Cody or not. I think this is a super good fight, though. Give me Deiveson Figueirdo to get the win here in a really good fight to start off this card. I mean, that's a crazy fight to start off a card. Next fight is in the men's 155-pound division. We got Bobby Green versus Jim A10 Miller. Bobby Green is 31-15-1, currently sitting at -190, 37 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. Jim Miller is 37-17, currently sitting at +160, 40 years old, 5'8" with the 71-inch reach. So you see Bobby Green, they're both older. Bobby Green's exactly 3 years younger than him, and he's going to be 2 inches taller. Reach is the same. Bobby King Green, man, phenomenal boxing. Awesome defensive wrestling, pretty good offensive wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu, and usually legendary durability. That's what got him through in his career because he fights with his hands down. He wants to box you. He wants to use speed, movement, angles to hit you with the harder shots, you know, and eventually win the fight, usually by decision, by just outworking his opponents like Nazareth Hack Press, you know, just throwing more boxing combos, hitting him harder. But, man, he's been taking some bad losses lately. Jalin Turner knocked him out maybe 4 times in that fight. The first 2 that dropped him, put him face down. Then he hit him about 4 more that, you know, rocked him, kept bringing him in and out and in and out. And then finally just went out, never came back to. I don't know what Kerry Hatley's problem was. I know Bobby Green got in trouble for hitting on like someone's wife recently, but maybe he hit on Kerry Hatley's wife because he really wanted to see Jalin Turner kill that man in front of him. So that was crazy. But, you know, hits that straight left of the ground and pound over Grant Dawson, 31 seconds. Looked good against Tony Ferguson. He did get dropped against Tony Ferguson in that fight, but came back, fought hard. He's got good cardio. He's actually been showing really good jiu-jitsu and wrestling. He's been using more offensive wrestling in his fights, which will help him a little bit because maybe he's going to want to use some more after that KO. That was only 4 months ago, too. You got to remember that. Has he healed up from that in 4 months? If you watch that, that was a terribly bad KO. Some of them shots were in the back of the head. But Jim Miller, dude, super well-rounded. We've been waiting for this moment forever for him to get to UFC 300, man. We've been talking about this forever. The man has fought on 100, 200, and 300. All the UFCs are 100, UFC 200, UFC 300. That's a stud, man. Longevity is looking good. Ever since he got better from his Lyme disease, he's looking good. His cardio isn't failing him like he used to. He's got excellent southpaw boxing. He's got good power in that. He's got a nice, powerful right hook, but he's got that overhand left that puts guys out too. And then he's got good wrestling and really good jiu-jitsu. It's okay off his back. He does have some submissions over lower level guys like Roosevelt Roberts if they go down there with him. Even he hit Cerrone with the guillotine, but he's been knocking dudes out lately, man. Rear naked choke Benitez, but beat him up standing up the whole fight. Looked great. Knocked out Jesse Butler and Cerrone. I thought he beat Alexander Hernandez too. He should be on a 6-fight win streak right now. Had that bad loss to Joe Selecki where there's grappling and Joe Selecki just out cardioed him and was able to get the takedown in the third to win the fight. Same thing with Vince Pichel, man, because he was gassing out a lot in the third. And, you know, that's been a lot of his problems throughout his career. But he's dangerous on the feet and he's dangerous on the ground. In this fight, it's so hard because, like, Jim Miller could knock out Bobby Green because Bobby Green's chin could be weak, right? But in this fight, I got to take Bobby Green. I do think he has the better boxing. He's definitely going to be faster in the striking. And then I believe that he's actually got the better wrestling here and he can stay safe in the jiu-jitsu. And I think that can wear on Jim Miller. So give me Bobby Green. I'm going to say Bobby Green by decision. because he's not the biggest finisher ever. But I want to see Jim Miller win. So I probably won't be betting on this fight, but I do want to see Jim Miller win this fight. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. Jessica Andrade is 25-12, currently sitting at -110, 32 years old, 5'1" with a 62-inch reach. Marina Rodriguez is 17-3-2, currently sitting at -110, 36 years old, 5'6" with a 65-inch reach. So you see, Marina's going to be 5 inches taller with 3 inches of reach, which is, huge, especially in a girls' fight. Jessica Andrade looked way better, at 115 against Mackenzie Dern last fight, was able to stop all the takedown attempts and then just, give her a beating. She threw her a beating. That's the only way you could say that what went down in that cage that night. Then against Suarez, she didn't look bad. I think she was on short notice on that fight too, but she didn't look bad. And, eventually got taken down and got caught in the guillotine, which Tatiana Suarez is a beast. The Yan Xian fight, man, she got counter-righted. She was chasing her around the ring, and Yan just countered her perfect, man, and put her down. Is what it is. The Blanchfield fight she took on 1 week notice looked terrible, but before that, she was on a nice little three-fight winning streak. But she throws power, man. That's what she does. She's crazy punching power in both hands. She's going to be throwing hooks. Her forward pressure is phenomenal. She's got good striking defense. She keeps her hands up. Power punches the body. 8 of her last 9 fights finished in under 3 rounds. Hadn't even made it to the 3rd round. So she's a finisher, man. She's been one of the most brutal girls fighters forever. She does have wrestling in her back pocket. I've seen her use wrestling earlier in her career to win some fights. She will definitely have better wrestling than Marina Rodriguez. She's going to have more power in her hands than Marina Rodriguez, but she's going to have to find her way on the inside because Marina Rodriguez has excellent Muay Thai. She knows how to use her range. She knows how to use her space. She throws powerful leg kicks. She throws powerful punches. You've seen against Michelle Waterson, man. She has sick Muay Thai clinch. Her knees, her elbows, she's very mean in that clinch. She got beat by Berna Jandaroba before that, was wrestled down and controlled for the whole fight. But we've seen what Berna's about, man. Berna's a bad mofo. And if you don't got the correct wrestling, she's going to get you. She lost to Amanda Lemos by hooks. And see, that's the one here that's really getting me. I thought she lost to Yan Xian too in that fight. I had her like plus 280. That was bananas. But see, the thing with Amanda Lemos that is wild is because Marina's not going to wrestle you, right? And her striking's good, but it's just like a little bit slower. And Amanda Lemos was able to just beat her down, hang tough with her and just hit her with the bigger shot. She ended up finishing her in the 3rd. And that's what I see here with Jessica Andrade. Andrade has way more options to win this fight. She could take this fight to the ground, grapple with her, land some ground and pound. But even in the standing where Marina's going to be landing some decent shots, Jessica Andrade is going to be landing power. She really is, man. Both these girls are powerful. Both these girls can be finished. I'm going to take Jessica Andrade, and I think this actually goes under 2.5. I don't know what the line is for that, but I really like that line. Next fight is in the men's 155-pound division. We got Jalin the Tarantula Turner versus Renato Moicano. Jalin Turner, 14-7, currently sitting at -225, 28 years old, 6'3" with a 75.5-inch reach. Renato Moicano, 18-5-1, currently sitting at +185, 34 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. So you see Jalin Turner 6 years younger. He's going to have 4 inches of height and 3.5 inches of reach, which is very, very big in the sport of MMA. Jalin Turner, man, is crazy huge at 155. This dude, the Tarantula, has got super long arms, super long legs, and he knows how to use them. He has power leg kicks, power head kicks, power body kicks with both legs, nice front teat kicks. He has excellent boxing, crazy left, straight left, right down the pipe, man. Super opportunistic on the ground with his subs because his arms are so long. You've seen him, what was it, Brad Riddell, I believe. Brad Riddell. No, that was mounted guillotine, which was nice. The rear naked choke on Medic. Looked good. I thought he beat Gamrot. If you're scoring power damage, he hurt Gamrot, in 3 different rounds in that fight. Landed some good stuff. That was pretty close. And then that really good fight with Dan Hooker, who's a complete dog, man. But Jalin Turner has good wrestling against most people that I've seen. I know Gamrot was able to take him down, but he showed a good get-up game in that fight. He's got good offensive jiu-jitsu himself and in defensive jiu-jitsu, and then he's got good takedowns of wrestling himself. Renato Moicano, man, he's a stud. You've seen against Drew Dober, which it's weird he's fighting again because he just fought Drew Dober 2 months ago. And it's pretty much almost exactly 2 months ago, and not 2 months in a week. And he took some damage in that fight, man. He was thrown on his face and it busted his eye open. And that was a war, a 3-round war. And like I said, 2 months and a week ago. But he got the win there. He looked good. He got the takedowns when he needed them, and he had to hold on for dear life there. But seen him look good against Brad Riddell, but he fell off some type of cliff. I don't really know what happened with him, but got dominated by Rafael dos Santos on super short notice, but looked good against Alexander Hernandez too. Hernandez and Riddell is what made him look really good. Looked good against Jai Herbert, but you know what I mean? Jai Herbert, Hernandez, and Riddell, like, you know, that's not the best people. Then Damir Hasvik, his only good win was over Drew Dober in the last, 5 years. His only legit win, and that was a super close fight, but it was a good win. But he's got good striking. He's got pretty good boxing, but he's kind of slow and he doesn't take a punch well. He's got pretty good wrestling, definitely good body lock takedowns. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, super heavy on top, excellent rear naked choke. This is going to be a good fight. I got to go with Jalin Turner, though, because his striking is going to be so much better and so much more powerful. And then I don't think on the ground it's going to be that big of a difference. Like Moicano may be able to get a takedown in the first round, but like Turner's going to work. He's going to work his way, get back up. And when they're standing, dude, Turner's going to be landing the bigger shots. You've seen Fazeev hit Moicano with the big shot, put him out. You've seen Chan Sung Jung and Jose Aldo finish him at 145, but he is tough. He is durable. He's a very well-rounded fighter. I just think that, coming back 2 months after that last fight is kind of wild, and he's not going to be. He needed that wrestling against Drew Dober, and he's not going to be able to use that wrestling here against Jalin Turner like he did against Drew Dober. So I got to go with Jalin Turner here, and I think Jalin Turner gets it done by finish. Next fight is in the men's 145-pound division. We got Sodiq Yusuff versus Diego Lopes. Yusuff is 13-3, currently sitting at plus 115, 30 years old, 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. Lopes is 23-6, currently sitting at minus 140, 29 years old, 5'11" with a 72.5-inch reach. So you see Lopes is 2 inches taller with 1.5 inches of reach. Sodiq Yusuff, man, he's a very well-rounded fighter. He's got excellent striking, super fast boxing, really good head kicks, and he's got crisp technical boxing. Like he keeps in tight, he throws, he's screaming, but he's throwing straight technical punches, 2-3 punch combinations, powerful leg kick to end it. He's got good offensive and good defensive wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. You've seen in like his fight with Andre Feely, where they went back and forth, had a lot of scrambles, and he won that fight. Had some more scrambles and good fight with Alex Caceres, man. He's been hurt in his fights. Andre Feely hurt him, Gabriel Benitez hurt him, Alex Caceres hurt him, Edson Barbosa hurt him, Arnold Allen hurt him twice. So he gets popped and he gets hurt in his fights, but he fights back from it. It's not like he's really getting finished, but he did not look great. I mean, he came out and tried to finish Edson Barbosa in the first round of his last fight. Almost had him finished, had him hurt really bad and gassed himself out, and then Barbosa took over and kind of gave him a beating, a vet lesson for the rest of the fight. Diego Lopes, man, this kid is crazy dangerous everywhere. He's got good striking. He's got power in both hands. He'll throw some decent leg kicks, head kicks, but really what he wants to do is grapple. Most of the time, he doesn't have the best offensive wrestling to get to the fight to the ground, but usually he's throwing big shots and they catch the people off guard and they'll want to take him to the ground. Even like Gavin Tucker did last fight. Pat Sabatini kept trying to wrestle him to the ground, but he showed good takedown defense. And when he's on the ground, he's so dangerous. If you watch his Joe Anderson Brito fight, he's going for every submission, almost gets Brito's a high-level black belt too, and he almost gets Brito out of there like 3 different times that I thought he had him subbed up. Then you seen what he did to Gavin Tucker. You've seen the power with Sabatini, and then you've seen all the submissions with Evelev on short notice. So this is going to be a really good fight between 2 top 145ers in the game, and somebody's definitely going to move up big after this fight. And I got to go with Lopes. It's going to be a good fight, but man, like he's so much more dangerous everywhere. He's dangerous standing. He's dangerous on the ground. So if he hits Yusuff with something big, drops him, he can jump on, grab a front choke. He hits him with something big. Yusuff takes a bad shot. He can catch him. If Yusuff basically takes him down at any point, I think Lopes is going to catch him, even though Yusuff comes from a decent camp where they're Team Lloyd Irvin, where it's like a jiu-jitsu camp. I still think Lopes is just a level above most of the jiu-jitsu guys. So give me Diego Lopes. And I say he gets it done by finish. Now, here's the only thing that's kept me off him from betting him, right? Is in every fight that I watch, he gets tired after a round and a half. He goes so hard in that first round trying to finish that. And by the second round, his striking's not as crisp. He's not as committed to it. And he can be taken down and kind of doesn't try as many submissions. So if Yusuff gets out of that first round, you might want to be looking at a live bet situation there. Next fight is in the women's bantamweight division. We got Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison making her debut in the UFC. Holly Holm's 15-6, currently sitting at plus 340, 42.5 years old. 5'8" with the 69-inch reach. Kayla Harrison, 16-1. Currently sitting at minus 480, 33 years old, 5'8" with the 66-inch reach. So you see, same height. Holm's going to have 3 inches of reach. And that seems like about it. You know what I mean? Holmes got good kickboxing, good boxing, comes from boxing first, but her kicks are just as good as her boxing now. She's got good offensive and defensive wrestling and good jiu-jitsu. She's 42.5 years old, and she has gotten slow, man. She's slowed down a whole bunch. Kayla Harrison, judo gold medalist 2 times over. She's excellent on the ground, man. She really gets it. You've seen her last fight. I really wanted to go back and watch her fight some good grapplers. Against Aspen Ladd, you know, she just kept taking her down, dude. Her judo throws are crazy. She's got good jiu-jitsu on the ground. She's got heavy ground and pound. She did lose that decision to Larissa Pacheco, but that girl's a beast, man. And this is Kayla Harrison coming down to 135. She's only fought at 155 in the PFL, and then she fought at 150 against Aspen Ladd. So I guess she was kind of making her way down. But she's a big girl, man. And it looks like she's young, like 33 years old, looks young on this screen when she's next to a 42-year-old. But before tape, I'm like, man, I want to take Holly Holm. You know, she's got good wrestling and all that herself, but I just don't think, like, Harrison's got a southpaw boxing, and it's not terrible. Like, she doesn't want to just stand with Holly Holm, but it's not like a thing where if she doesn't get the takedown or can't get the takedown for some reason that she's just a fish out of water. Yes, Holly will be the better striker, but Kayla's going to mix in that grappling throughout this fight and get the win. So I'm taking Kayla Harrison, but I'm not going to have any bets on that fight. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division, 145. We got Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. Calvin Kattar's 23-7. Currently sitting at plus 140, 36 years old, 5'11" with the 72-inch reach. Aljo is 23-4, making his featherweight debut. He's currently sitting at like minus 160, 34 years old, 5'7" with the 71-inch reach. So, yeah, man, this is going to be a good fight. You got Calvin Kattar, who's got phenomenal boxing, KO power in his hands, decent kick game, comes from a wrestling background, wrestled all through high school and all that, and doesn't really use it that much, but also hasn't really had to use it that much because he hasn't fought too many people. I went all the way back and watched the Zabit Magomed, dude, why can't I say his name? Zabit Magomed Shaparov. That's not even how you say it. I know how to say his name. I'm not, I promise you I'm not dumb, but it's not going into my brain right now as I look at it. But in that fight, Zabit really didn't try to wrestle him too much at all. Dan Ige tried a couple takedowns, and he looked really good in that 5-round fight, stopping the takedowns. He took some shots against Ige, and Ige's a beast, dude. Ige, to me, is going to put, Aljo out. He's going to put Aljo out. Had a good fight with Jeremy Stevens, hit him with that stepping elbow and put him out. Whoop, Giga Chikadze. Had a close fight with Josh Emmett. A lot of people thought he won, and then he had the knee injury against Arnold Allen, and that was a year and a half ago. So he's took some time off to recover. He is 36 years old. Like I said, he just turned it a month ago. But, that's not very good, having the knee injury in 36. But he's a high-level athlete, man, and he's good. He's got some excellent wins in his career. The Giga win, Jeremy Stevens win. If you go back, Ricardo Lamos, Shane Burgos, Andre Fili, like them were his first fights in the UFC. He had that loss to Renato Moicano at 145, but he's looked phenomenal throughout his career. You got Aljamain coming up to 145, and he's got okay striking, decent movement, skirts around the outside of the cage, and kind of tries to use his wrestling. That's what he's got. He wants to push you up against the cage. He doesn't really shoot a clean double. He wants to push you up against the cage, body lock you, get his hands locked together under your butt and take you down. And then from there, he wants to take your back and just control you the whole fight, and he's done that to some decent people. TJ Dillashaw, I got Piotr Jan in it. Sandhagen took him down right away and was able to get the submission there. But, ground and pound's okay, but it's really just, wrestling, taking you down, taking the back and controlling you and possibly looking for that rear naked choke. I'm all over Calvin Kattar here, man. He's going to be way bigger. He fights tall and long, and he keeps that jab going, which is going to keep Aljo just from pressuring him. Because if Aljo comes to pressuring him, Kattar's got the whole big cage to use. He's just going to be jabbing him, hitting him with big uppercuts, big shots. I think the striking difference is going to be way too much in the wrestling and grappling difference. So I'm taking Calvin Kattar here. I think he can finish Aljamain Sterling, to be honest. Aljamain, it's not like he's coming up here because he wants to. He was a giant bantamweight. He said it was always hard for him to make weight, and then he got knocked out at 135. And like Calvin Kattar and Sean O'Malley, they're not the same fighter, but they're both long boxers that use angles and movement, dude, to keep you from getting the takedown and then to pick you apart and keep you guessing. When they're constantly feinting and doing this, it's hard for you to just drop down and shoot because you don't know what's coming. They're feinting the uppercut, they're feinting the straight, they're feinting the knee, all that. I think Calvin Kattar whoops Aljamain Sterling here. So give me Kattar. Next fight is in the men's 205-pound division. We got Yuri Prochazka versus Aleksander Rakic. Yuri is 29-4-1, currently sitting at plus 110, 31 years old, 6'3" with the 80-inch reach. Rakic is 14-3, currently sitting at minus 130, 32 years old, 6'4" with the 78-inch reach. And this is going to be a good fight. Yuri Prochazka, he got knocked out his last fight against Alex Pereira, but was looking pretty good in it as that fight was going on. He took some killer leg kicks in the first round and then ended up getting a takedown, got some control time to end the round. The second round, Pereira was looking kind of slower and a little more tired. And Yuri was dodging the leg kicks and starting to take over a little bit. And then he got hit with that left hook coming in too fast and finished with hammer fist and elbow. I don't know if that fight was fully over, but looked decent in a back and forth with Glover Teixeira, but we see how good and durable Glover is. But he got the win over Glover in the 5th round by rear naked choke, which is super hard to do. Then if you go back and watch his Reyes and Ozdemir fights, you're going to see a dead bodies. Go look at them, man. When this dude hits people and knocks them out, they don't move. They seriously don't. And this dude has 29 wins, and he's got 28 finishes. Only one decision win in his whole career. Crazy, awkward striking, power in both hands. Really, it switches stances all the time and throws power jabs with both hands. Throws these herky-jerky uppercuts and nice kicks, nice leg kicks. He's been mixing in the wrestling more recently, but I don't think this fight really goes to ground. I think Rakic might try some grappling, but I don't think he's going to grapple Yuri. Like Racic's not a wrestler by background; he's a kickboxer. Yeah, man, Yuri, like I said, well-rounded, dangerous, crazy forward pressure and cardio, man. He really brings the fight at you and makes it dirty. Aleksander Rakic, he's a clean kickboxer, pretty technical, good boxing, good 1-2s, throws powerful leg kicks. He's very big built dude. Used some wrestling a little bit in his Blachowicz fight before he blew his leg out in the 3rd round. But to be honest, I thought he was kind of losing that fight before he blew his knee out. Against Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith, had 2 of the most boring fights you're ever going to see in your life, where he used takedowns, just held Smith down for 5 rounds. Smith didn't want to fight, and no output versus Thiago Santos, because Thiago Santos has a ton of them fights where they just stare and look at each other. The fight that I went and looked at that meant the most was Volkan Ozdemir fight. So Rakic comes out and puts a pace on, and they fight hard in that 1st round. And usually after Volkan fights hard in the 1st round, he slows down in the 2nd and in the 3rd, and eventually loses the fight if he gets out in the 1st one. This fight, Volkan landed power leg kicks, comes in the 2nd, just starts taking the fight over and beating him. And then the 3rd round does the same thing. He landed power leg kicks that really messed up Racic's leg. And then Rakic was more gun shy. He doesn't like an ugly, dirty fight. He likes a fight that he's controlling and just winning that's clean the whole time, man. And that's not what Yuri's going to give him. Yuri's going to give him a mean, ugly, dirty fight, and he's going to end up getting the win here. Rakic doesn't like that dirtiness, and I don't know if Prochazka finishes him or just wins a decision from landing the bigger shots. But he's going to put a pace on Rakic, and I don't think Rakic keeps up with it, man. So give me Yuri Prochazka. Not sure how, finish or not sure how. Next fight is in the men's lightweight division. We got Charlie Oliveira, Charlie O versus Arman Tsarukyan. Charlie Oliveira, dude, Bronx is 34-9, currently sitting at plus 185, 34 years old, 5'10" with a 74-inch reach. Tsarukyan is 21-3, currently sitting at minus 225, 27 years old, 5'7" with a 72.5-inch reach. So you see, first off, the line's crazy. Second off, you'll see Charlie's going to be 3 inches taller with 1.5 inches of reach, but Tsarukyan is going to be 7 years younger. Charles Oliveira, man, the ultimate junkyard dog of all junkyard dogs, man, because this dude will go through the fire to bring you into the fire and see who can take the heat, man. It's serious. It's out of the frying pan into the fire with this guy. No matter where you go, standing or on the ground, man, it's heat. Looked killer against Benio Dariush in the last fight. Got taken down real quick. He threw up some elbows off his back. He's very active off his back with elbows and submissions. As soon as they got up, he commenced to giving Benio a beat down. Fight before that against Islam Makhachev. First round, he got taken down. He got beat up a little bit, but then he got up and he was looking okay. Second round, he stopped all of Islam's takedowns by the second round. Unfortunately, he threw a freaking flying knee with nothing behind it, and Islam caught him, dropped him in arm triangle, choked him out. But before that, our boy was on a killer winning streak. I think it's 13 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in a row, including 3 title fight wins. He won the title against Chandler, defended against Poirier, and then beat Gaethje. You know what I mean? Like, that's a killer. That's a killer. I mean, even Kevin Lee putting him out, that's a killer's row right there. Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, Dariush, when you got that on your record, because Tsarukyan's got kind of like the same record where his only loss, well, he lost to what's his name? Mateus, maybe, but his only other loss like that in the UFC was to Islam. But if you go look who he won, who he's beat, it's nothing. We're going to look at it, but it's nothing like Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, Ferguson, Kevin Lee, he got to Dariush win. But dude, Charlie is a Terminator. He comes forward, he throws straight. His Muay Thai is phenomenal. He throws straight punches right down the center line with crazy pop to him. He throws uppercuts. He throws powerful kicks. His Muay Thai knees in the clinch are sick. Muay Thai knees in the clinch are sick to the body. He's got good elbows. Then he's got good offensive wrestling himself. If he gets on top, he's dangerous. You've seen against Poirier, where he started out wrestling Poirier, wore on him, and then finished him there in that third round. And good wrestling, good defensive wrestling, excellent jiu-jitsu, and awesome striking. Like, he's going to have better striking and more power, way more dangerous than Tsarukyan. He's going to have better jiu-jitsu. The wrestling, obviously, is going to go to Tsarukyan. Tsarukyan has phenomenal wrestling. That's what this kid does. Good ground and pound. And he's got pretty good jiu-jitsu because he's not getting caught in nothing. He's not really, submitting people, but he does have pretty good ground control, and he does have good ground and pound. His striking's looking good against Benil Dariush. He threw that weird knee that caught Dariush a little bit, and then the straight right behind it that put him out. It was kind of like what Umar Nurmagomedov did to Hani Barcelos, but it was nice. Before that, he got the ground and pound win over a short notice, like 1 week, Joaquin Silva, who it took everything. That was a dogfight. Silva had him rocked. He was running around the ring in the second round, almost got finished. Crazy fight. But before that, dominated Ismagulov, had a really close fight with Garbrant. Could have went either way. I thought he won the fight. And then beat the crap out of Alvarez and Giagos. But look, man, who's he beat? Joaquin Silva, Ismagulov, Alvarez, Giagos, Fervola, Ramos. You know what I mean? What does Charlie Olives do to these guys? Charlie Olives finishes Mateus Gamrot too. No ifs, ands, or buts. You've seen what Benny did. So Tsarukyan, phenomenal wrestling, excellent ground and pound. I think the 3 rounds kind of favor him here, but I don't think that's going to matter because I don't think that this is going to be a low-paced fight. I think even on the ground, when Tsarukyan does land the takedowns, Olives is going to be hitting him with elbows. He's going to be moving. He's going to throw up submissions. And on the feet, Olives is going to be so much more dangerous, man. Like, he has the better Muay Thai. He has the better striking. He has more power. He's way more dangerous standing and on the ground. Champion has lost. He's 13-14 in his last 15 or 13-1 in his last 14 fights. Come on, man. You give me Charles Oliveira. I don't care. I know Tsarukyan may take him down. I know Tsarukyan may hold him down or whatever, but I don't see it happening, dude. I see Charles Oliveira at plus 185. I take Charles Oliveira at plus 185 against Arman Tsarukyan. I seen this dude fight Mateus Gamrot. We all watched that fight. Like, don't let the danger, like how he knocked out Benil Dariush, make you think he's super dangerous, because he is not. Next fight is in the men's middleweight division. We got Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. Bo Nickal, 5-0. He's currently sitting at minus 2,500. 28 years old, 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. Cody Brundage, 10-5. Currently sitting at plus 1,200. 29 years old, 6 foot with a 72-inch reach. So you see, Bo Nickal's 1 inch taller with 4 inches of reach. He's got long arms. Tall, skinnier guy. Doesn't look that big for 185. It's weird. I feel like, he does not look that big, but he's strong and he's a freak athlete. So Bo Nickal, phenomenal athlete, wrestled at Penn State, killed everybody. The dedication, physical strength, and just everything you have to do accomplish what he accomplished in wrestling is beyond crazy. Then you can see that not only is he a great wrestler, but his grappling is going to be next level with the wrestling. And that's what makes this guy dangerous, because like Khabib was crazy. He used to beat the shit out of everybody. And at first he would just hold him down and punch him in the face 150,000 times. You've seen it, Michael Johnson, Edson Barbosa, everybody he fought. But as Khabib started getting better in his career, because he came from the Sambo and wrestling background, as he started getting better at jiu-jitsu in his career, you seen what he did to like Gaethje, Poirier. He would just take dudes down. Connor, he would sub him after that because his jiu-jitsu started catching up with his wrestling. Striking never fully caught up, but Bo looked like he had decent striking against Val Woodburn. I wouldn't really try it against Brundage here because that's going to be Brundage's basically only way to win is to catch him with a lucky punch in the air or to hit him with a guillotine, you know, or that Bo punches him in the back of the head and Cody finds a way out. But Cody, man, he's dangerous. He's got good. He comes from a wrestling background himself. Not going to matter because he's not going to be nowhere near as good as Bo Nickal. The only difference is Cody's dangerous on the feet. You've seen against Renato or Vieira, he dropped him, hurt him bad, almost had him finished. You've seen him knock out Tresean Gore. Then you've seen him hit Dolce Lungambula with the guillotine. So he's opportunistic with his finishes. But that's what he's going to have to do here because it's either Bo Nickal takes him down, beats him up, and subs him in the first round, which is kind of tough because Vieira wasn't even able to do it, or Cody Brundage hits him with something and finishes him in the first round. So your bets are going to be Cody Brundage in the first round, the under 1.5, or Bo Nickal in the first round. I don't know which way they do it. Bo Nickal, I would say by sub because that's what he's been doing, and I don't see him knocking out Cody standing up. He may ground and pound him, so that's why it's probably best to try to, you know, just do the unders, bet something big on the under 1.5. That's not going over a round and a half. It can't. Next fight is in the men's 155-pound division for the BMF title. We got Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Justin Gaethje's 25-4, currently sitting at minus 210. 35 years old, 5'11 with the 70-inch reach. Max Holloway is 25-7, 32 years old, 5'11 with the 69-inch reach. So you see same height. Gaethje has 1 inch of reach. And Justin Gaethje's a savage, man. Powerful boxing, KO power in both hands. Powerful leg kicks. Now has powerful head kicks too. You've seen against Dustin Poirier. And he threw that a couple times and was so close to landing it before he landed that. And then he's got good wrestling and he's got good ground and pound. We don't never see that out of him. He uses his wrestling to keep the fight standing, and I don't see this fight going to the ground. But he has serious power in his hands. And like the difference between him and Dustin Poirier is that he throws leg kicks too and mixes all the leg kicks, head kicks in with the powerful boxing. And now that Justin Gaethje's gone from just being a raving lunatic madman coming out there to just put the pressure on you and try to finish you, kill or be killed. Now that he's slowed down and became a complete fighter, he's a dangerous man. You've seen it against Fiziev. You've seen it against Dustin Poirier in the last one, man. He doesn't come out and just take all the damage and see who's what. He comes out and fights you smart. Even against Michael Chandler, them dudes had a knockdown, drag-out fight, man. And he looked good in that fight too. He got hurt himself, but Michael Chandler hits like, you know, hits with a brick hands. Max Holloway, I love him. I love him at 145. Good boxing. He's got decent leg kicks, but really he's just boxing with volume, you know, good striking defense, and his durability and cardio are legendary. I know a lot of people are going to go back to his fight with Dustin Poirier and see that it was kind of close. Like at points, he was putting a lot of pressure on Poirier and kind of had Poirier tired, but you would see Poirier would step back, you know, compose himself, take a deep breath, and then go right back into the fray. And they would just they had an excellent fight. But what I want to remind you of on that fight is Dustin Poirier doesn't throw leg kicks. That fight was 5 years ago. And that was when he lost that fight to Poirier, which Poirier won 49-46. And it's not like it was that close, but Max had some decent moments. But before that, that was when Max was on his big run. You know what I mean? Beating up everybody, beating up Ortega. He still had that era of invincibility about him. And even in his brain, like, I'm not losing this fight, blah, blah, blah. And he fought tough, but he still lost 49-46. Then, since then, we've seen him lose to Volkanovski 3 times. We've seen him take a ton of damage against Yair and had to grapple against Yair because he was getting beat up. He took some damage against Kattar, gave away more, but he took some damage there. He took some damage against Edgar, took some damage against Arnold Allen, and threw a beat down on Chen Sung-jung. But them 3 losses to Volkanovski, he took a lot of damage in all 3 of them fights. And then, you know, you're taking 3 losses. Like he's 5-4 in his last 9 fights. You know what I mean? So, and he's losing to the best. But here, like, this is an older Max. Justin Gaethje hits way harder than Poirier. Even though Poirier hits hard, he usually beats you up with punches over the rounds, where Justin Gaethje can do that too. You've seen him go into the dog fight with Dustin Poirier and all that. But Justin Gaethje hits way harder with the hands, and the big difference between the Poirier and Gaethje part is Gaethje's throwing leg kicks. And we know Max is heavy on that lead leg for the boxing, and Gaethje's going to be able to tear up that lead leg and hit him with big shots. And Max has good boxing, good volume and all that, but you even seen against Poirier. He never hurt Poirier one time in that fight. He would hit him with some decent shots, and then Poirier would crack him back and just stun Max a little bit. You could just tell the difference. Max isn't going to be good at 155, especially against these power punchers, because he can't hit as hard as them. So even if he hits them 3-1, they crack him with that big punch and hurt him. And that I'm worried that Justin Gaethje might be the first person to finish Max in a long ass time. But I'm taking Justin Gaethje here. The dude's been ready. I thought he was going to get the title fight against Islam. Not saying he's going to win that, but that's the level he's at 155 right now. And I just don't think Max is going to come in after all the damage he's taken over everything and just beat Justin Gaethje at 155 for this title. I think Justin Gaethje wins this and possibly should get the title fight next. Because Gaethje's on another level. You've seen him knock out Poirier, and Poirier still got it, man. And like I said, Max has taken so much damage since them other fights. Next fight is in the women, is the co-main event women's strawweight championship fight. We got Weili Zhang versus Yan Xiaonon, and this is going to be an excellent fight. Weili Zhang's 24-3, currently sitting at -420, 34 years old, 5'4" with the 63-inch reach. Yan is 17-3, currently sitting at +320, 5'5" with the 63-inch reach. She's 34 years old. So these girls are the exact same age. And pretty much the same height and reach. I mean, Jan's 1 inch bigger. I'm surprised they never fought in China, being the exact same age, having all the fights that they had, and they never fought each other coming up. Weili Zhang is an incredible female champion, man. She's got excellent striking. I think her boxing's good, but I think her kicks are even better than her boxing at this point. Good spin kicks, powerful kicks. But her wrestling game's getting phenomenal. Her jiu-jitsu game is excellent. When she gets on top, she's very heavy, and she's got sick ground and pound. Amanda Lemos took a beating in that fight. Carlos Esparza took a beating on the feet before she ended up taking the beating on the ground with that weird crucifix rear naked choke that Weili kind of got from the side, like it was weird. And she had her hand tied up and just got her. Spinning back fist looked good against Joanna. Obviously took them 2 losses to rails. I kind of thought she won the second one, but the first one got knocked out. But yeah, man, Weili is powerful standing up, in her hands, in her kicks, and then she's got phenomenal wrestling, jiu-jitsu, ground and pound, and one of her best attributes, toughness and cardio. Them are 2 of her best attributes. Yan, on the other hand, is a phenomenal striker. Her boxing is so crisp. Her movement in boxing is crisp. She's adding more power to her game. You've seen her knock out Andrade, hurt Mackenzie Dern numerous times in their fight. I thought she beat Marina Rodriguez. I don't know, that was a split. And Carlos Esparza, that's what taught her a lesson. That was 4 years ago, and that's 3 years ago, and that's what really taught her a lesson. Her grapplings look pretty good against that. Since then, it looked good against Dern, against Rodriguez, everything. But she's got phenomenal freaking striking. Her hands are very fast. She's got excellent boxing. She's going to have better striking, in my opinion, than Weili Zhang. Zhang might have more power, but the movement is going to be on Jan's side. The things that worry me while I'm not betting Zhang is Zhang rushes in and to either go for the takedown or just with her punches, and she can get caught just like Andrade did, because Jan moves around crazy amounts. She's always moving, sticking, and then when you come in and she hits you with your momentum coming forward, she could definitely finish you. I'm definitely taking Weili Zhang here, though, because the striking difference isn't that much difference, but the grappling is crazy different. So Weili, man, I have no reason to doubt her cardio, her toughness, none of that. Give me Weili Zhang using a ton of grappling, and I actually think this fight goes off 5 rounds. So give me Weili Zhang by decision. Next fight is in the men's light heavyweight division. We got Alex Pereira versus Jamahal Hill to find out who the true 205-pound champion is. Jamahal Hill obviously was the champ after beating Alex's coach, Glover Teixeira, but then he blew out his Achilles tendon and he gave up the title on his own, had to go through all the rehab. It's one of the worst tears you can have because your Achilles tendon is the thickest tendon in your body. So when you tear that, man, it takes a long time to come back from that. Then to come back from that and be 100% is just, it's pretty crazy. And it's only been, about a year since that happened. So I'm sure he wanted to get on this UFC 300 card though. But Alex Pereira, world kickboxing champion, crazy striking. His left hand is the morgue. His leg kicks are the hospital. That's where he's sending you with all these excellent step-in knees. He's got good power in both hands. I mean, it's crazy that his weaker hand is his check left hook that's putting people out. But he does have good power in his right, but it's really not putting people out with like that left. But phenomenal kickboxing. Phenomenal left hook, good power. He's mean. He throws awesome leg kicks with both legs. He tears people's legs up. He tore Yuri's legs up within the first, 3 minutes of that fight. Had him switching stances and hobbling. Big welts against Israel in the first and second fight. The first fight had him hurt really bad with the leg kicks, and that was what ended up letting him catch up with him in the fifth and getting that finish. And then the second round was murder. So that fight was murdering with leg kicks till he got hit with that big shot and got finished. Had a good fight at 205 with Jan Blachowicz, where Blachowicz just kept trying to grapple him the whole time. I had some success, but when it was standing, Pereira landed the bigger shots, knocked out Sean Strickland with that left hook quick. Had a good fight with Bruno Silva, changed Bruno Silva's whole career trajectory, man. He put so much damage on him that and they put damage on each other, but Bruno never was the same after that. But man, this guy, his kickboxing is world class. Like that left hook, scary. His leg kicks are scary. It's scary because Jamahal Hill's coming off of Achilles surgery, and how strong are his legs after that? He's already got pretty skinny legs. But Jamahal Hill has phenomenal boxing with both hands from both stances. He's switching stances. He's got an excellent left head kick. That's what he kept throwing up to Glover, man. Left head kick, right head kick. Super durable. We've only seen him get finished the one time, and that was by Paul Craig from that weird freaky arm injury that he caught him with, but he got him. But other than that, we've never even seen him get hurt, dropped, nothing. He's got some pretty decent wins. He got the win over Johnny Walker, Jimmy Cruz, Santos. He was getting worked in the Santos fight for the first 3 rounds before he came back and got that win. He was getting out grappled. And then against Glover, he threw a beating on him, but he also showed he's very hittable. Glover messed his face up too, and that basically was almost 5 rounds of just striking, and Glover was doing his damn thing. I know, man. This is going to be an excellent fight. I can't wait to watch it. Without the injury, I would lean Jamahal Hill for sure if he was active and all that. But with the injury, coming back so soon, I know he was talking about he wasn't going to be ready a couple months ago. But then 300, the UFC probably offered him so much money. He probably thinks he's good. I know about like 2.5 months ago, he was fat as hell at a UFC card, man. Everybody's making fun of him, but I know he's going to come in shape. I know all that. I just don't believe in that Achilles is completely healed yet, and we're getting 100% Jamahal Hill. And I think Alex Pereira's leg kicks could definitely add up in this fight. And I'm going to take Alex Pereira here, man. I really think he gets this done. You add in everything, all the leg kicks, all the different stuff going on, and I definitely think that he can get it done. So I hope everybody appreciates and like this breakdown, man. Please hit that like button for me. Please hit the subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment with your best 3 fight parlay with the odds that it pays to win these 16 or 17 cards, couple autographs. It's in the beginning of the show, so check that out in the intro. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. Mr. Pay-Per-View is going to show up big for UFC 300. Showed up big last week, showing up big this week, and going to show up big for the rest of the year. So I appreciate everybody, man, checking my stuff out, sharing my stuff, comment, and help me out on Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to get my bets that I post through the week. Check out my Layer Cake Patreon if you want to get my early bets, beat all the line movement, get all this different extra content. So like I said, man, I appreciate you guys, and let's go, man. Good luck this week.